Welcome to the home of everything Frederick, 401 North Market Street. I am with Michelle Rankin. You are do you call yourself the publisher of Stroll Lansdale?
That's what you are, owner and publisher.
Owner and publisher of Stroll Lansdale, which is a magazine that goes out to the community of people that live in Lansdale, which is right near Monrovia. Is that in Monrovia?
It is located in Monrovia.
Okay.
And the magazine is by, for, and about the residents who live in that community.
Yeah, very cool. And you, every month, you feature the people, events, and businesses from people in that community.
Yeah, we write stories all about their families, pets, kids, athletes. Honestly, anything that's going on in someone's life, we want to share that with their community.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like their own little personal news of what's happening in their communities. They get to know their neighbors and other people within the community as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like Facebook in print.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. One of the things we're teaming up to do is highlighting a nonprofit each month. And, you know, we're both really passionate about supporting our nonprofit community. And so you call the segment Missions That Matter.
Yes.
And every month you do a feature in Stroll Lansdale of a particular nonprofit.
Yes.
And we here at Good Morning Frederick will be interviewing and sharing that nonprofit with our viewers as well, which I think is very cool.
Yeah. I love this idea that we ask our residents who live in that neighborhood, what are your favorite nonprofits here in the Frederick County area? And we do say that the nonprofit either has to be located in Frederick County or serving the population in Frederick County.
Yep.
And they'll give us the details, and then we write the story.
Yeah.
They make the nomination, we find the story.
Well, what I love about this, and I've said this since doing this show now for years in April, I have learned more about the community that I'm from or live in the past year, and I never thought I would ever say that. But you brought a nonprofit to me for April. We're featuring A Mother's Rest.
Yes.
And I'm so excited to actually go visit the property itself, because this is an amazing nonprofit, the only kind in the country.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. She gives caretakers respite at a beautiful property. And they have a few, actually. They have the one in Newmarket, one in Georgia, and I think one in North Carolina.
Yes.
Really cool.
It was. You know, obviously, Danny, you and I both are very passionate about our community and about the work here. And we're really lucky because this community is full of nonprofits. But it was really interesting to learn about a nonprofit right here that I had never even heard of.
Exactly.
And you're right, they do. They offer respite as well as some retreats for different people who are in that caregiving role, and just how important it is for them to be able to kind of take a break and take a breath.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank Stroll Lansdale, and now we'd like to introduce you to A Mother's Rest. I'm with Amy. We are at A Mother's Rest in Newmarket, right on Main Street. What a wonderful place. First of all, I love the story. We talked with Andrea, found out about how her, being a caretaker of a child with special needs led her to kind of design and come up with this place.
Yes.
You are the caretaker for this location.
I am. I am the innkeeper. I am also a client.
Yes, I was going to say. So tell me how you came to know A Mother's Rest.
So I stumbled upon an announcement probably on Facebook. I don't really remember, but I'm going to guess it was Facebook about this respite inn. I was looking for respite for myself. And I reached out, and she said, well, I have a room open this weekend. It's the littlest room. It's Auntie's if you want. And I said to my husband, please, do you got this? And he said, babe, go.
Aww.
And so I came up here, and I was thinking, I wanted respite, but I just kind of I didn't feel like I needed it. I just kind of wanted to get away a little bit. And after being here for the weekend, I realized just how empty my cup was.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about it, like, why did I have to wait till I was at the end? And so I started scheduling a retreat every 3 months. And then over COVID, and then I started volunteering.
Okay.
Because we opened our second inn in Georgia. So Andrea was traveling from here to there and there to here. And when she would be away, I would help reset or I would host. And then she said to me one day, how would you like to handle the day-to-day? And I said, and it was during COVID. It was when we were kind of coming out of quarantine.
Yeah.
But I worked in the school system before then, and I hadn't been back to work yet. And I said, okay.
It took you that long, right?
Right. Well, I had to talk to my
I
husband
know,
because
of
I
course.
said, you have to be here to get our daughter off the bus.
Yeah.
We have a child that's total care. So, and I was her primary caregiver at the time during the day. And so I said, I'll have to be gone on Fridays to host. And he said, do it.
Yeah.
So,
That is wonderful.
the
What
dream.
a good husband you have, number one.
yes, definitely.
Yeah. And, when I talked with Andrea, it dawned on me, and I just never thought about it, really. You don't, obviously, I'm not in the shoes of someone like you where 100% of your time is dedicated to care for your child. And when do you get a break?
Right.
And everybody needs a break, no matter what level of caretaking they're doing. Whether it's a parent that you're caring for or a family member or anything like that. So I can totally understand. When you walk in, and we were talking about this, you literally do feel, and I don't feel I'm that wound up or need that much of a break, but it's just the place is beautiful, and it really does give you that kind of distraction. Just you're looking around at everything, and you do get that.
The big
Yeah.
the big sigh. That's the goal, is that when people walk through the door,
Yeah.
not only do they put down their bags, they can put down their baggage.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good line. I like it. I like it. Okay, so you came on board, you caretake here, and I know the needs outweigh the space a lot of times. So, and Andrea was saying that it's really, people should put themselves on the wait list because things change all the time.
All the
People's
time.
plans change and needs change. So very often there are spots that open up. But so how right now does the inn run?
So our clients come in on Fridays. A typical retreat would be Friday to Monday. Scientifically, it takes 3 nights of good rest to start resetting your system.
Oh.
It doesn't completely reset you, but
Yeah.
it's the start. So we try
Yeah,
to
it does.
give...
It's true kind of when you go on vacation anyway. Like you're winding down the first day, you're still kind of decompressing from all your stuff. And
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I get it.
So they come in on Friday, and they're just we run what I call unstructured retreats. There aren't going to be group therapy. There's not going to be, well, there is, but it's not that we plan it.
Yeah.
When parents get together and just talk,
Yeah.
it's group therapy.
Sure.
And we have some clients that come in and you only see them when they go to the door to get their DoorDash.
Yeah.
And that's what they need. But
Yeah.
that's what it's about. It's about giving you the rest and or the fellowship, whatever it is that you need.
yeah,
for the
you can
weekend.
kind of make it what you need it to be at the time.
Yeah, we just hosted a bunch of dads last weekend.
Nice.
And they sent pictures. They went to D.C. to the Kite Festival. And so they went out and they, as a group, and they did this whole big thing. A lot of times people will do like a group dinner. They'll all cook together or something like that. And then I've been on some retreats where it's a ghost town.
Yeah,
Whether everybody went out on their own or they were just too tired, or I was just missing them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everything is decorated beautifully. The history of the building I did not know. Andrea didn't tell us about that. So why don't you go into a little bit this place in Newmarket?
This used to be, originally it was a tavern. And, people would come, and the room we're actually sitting in used to be outdoors. It was part of the courtyard. And they would come and they would eat. We have a room upstairs that was an actual meeting room for the 9th District delegates. I'm sure Maryland law was discussed up there.
I'm sure there was.
It's just really cool. We have outside, there's a stone pathway around the side that Andrea and company excavated. That is the original carriage path.
Wow.
So the carriages would come off of Main Street and come around to the carriage house, which is now our garage.
Yeah, very, very nice. What is the one thing, and you can speak obviously as a caregiver and as someone who runs this inn, what is the one thing that just gives you just immense joy when you're here?
The immense joy for me when I'm here is talking with people where you don't have to explain yourself. Like, it doesn't matter if our children don't have the same diagnosis. If I tell you, I was up last night before I got here, everybody just goes, oh, yeah. It doesn't matter why. They just get it.
Yeah.
As far as being the innkeeper, my joy is seeing people or hearing, like we have a book that people can sign, and just hearing what they've gotten from here, because I come in and I straighten things up and I do the laundry, day-to-day stuff, and then people come in and they, even without a valet and without a spa and without meals prepared for them, we've still given them that just moment of rest and peace.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And as a nonprofit organization, you guys keep this so affordable to make it so that families can come, or one or both of the caregivers can come multiple times a year,
right,
and afford it. But because of that, that means you guys have to raise funds somehow to offset the cost of not even just what you're doing and stocking the beverages, as I saw you got an order when I walked in, but certainly just the upkeep, maintenance, everything it takes to run a home like
air,
this.
Everything, right. Keeping the lights on.
Yeah, so it's really important, if people find this organization as powerful as I know it has been, to donate, right?
Yes.
You need people to donate.
Yeah, I think the breakdown is it costs us about $300 per client. We are not even charging them a third of that.
Right, right.
Or asking a third of that.
I think Andrea said like $70 or something. Yeah, that's pretty amazing for something so beautiful here.
And that's for 3 nights. You
Yeah.
can go to any.
Oh, God.
The only hotel you might be able to get for
man,
that,
I might
would
have
be
thought it was per
scratching
night.
just thinking
so it's
about
for the
it.
weekend.
It's for the weekend.
$70 for the weekend.
I think it's 90.
Oh, 90.
Now,
Sorry.
But still.
Yeah, under $100
for the weekend.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is amazing. All right, so it is it a mothersrest.org?
It is a
mothersrest.org. You can go to the website. You can find more information out about what this place is doing. The fact that this is the only one of its kind, not in Frederick County, not in the state of Maryland, but in the United States.
Yes.
That's crazy to me. I can't even get over that. Andrea has a second location in
Mount Airy, Georgia.
You said. And is she looking at a third?
We're always looking at a third, but first we've got to cover the first
Get the two going. Okay,
we would love
so
to have a third. We would love to have one in every state because the need is there.
Are there partnerships with other maybe that's where I saw that there were other places.
So this is our flagship inn.
Yeah.
Georgia is our second inn.
Okay.
And then we have porch partners is what we call them.
Oh.
And these are established B&Bs or VBROs.
VRBOs,
Sorry.
Verbos, that's okay. Verbos, yeah.
That offer us discounted weekends for our
same
families.
thing. Okay, that's where I must have seen the kind of additional ones. All right,
Yes.
so amothersrest.org, we are donating 100% of our proceeds on merch. Good Morning Frederick merch you can purchase at 401 North Market Street in downtown Frederick, Wednesdays to Sundays, 11 to 4, or online, simple, promocircus.com/shop. I'll put all that on screen for you. Buy the merch, you get something nice, these guys get something nice, and really, if you just bought 3 t-shirts, you are literally paying for somebody to come to a Mother's Rest, which is pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. So you can do that as well. Amy, I appreciate the time,
Thank you.
the tour, the information. Thank you for what you're doing. And I know, as I said, as a caregiver yourself, you understand the other side, but I know what you guys are doing here helps people a lot, for sure. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.